Carrera boards in his Cincinnati territory.
Steve Provan's younger brother was on the Wisconsin team that won the NCAA championship back in early December. Certainly a quality thing there. Blakeman not obviously happy at all about the situation at the moment. Cincinnati simply got to regroup defensively.
Boy, Blakeman is fired up. Dwight not happy about this Cincinnati barrage against them here in the first quarter of play. He's a real mean looking. And the ball on the left side of Ledesma, and a player knocked down for Cincinnati, and this will be a foul against.
We're going to get a look at it right here. The blue card came out. It's going to be a 2-minute against the team player. Coach Denzel Antonio out trying to push forward. No doubt about it. Initial contact was to the body, and actually Antonio got a bad break as then Alcala into the boards. Might have gotten away otherwise with a simple tripping foul. Instead, we get the penal call. It'll be a 2-minute penalty, a shootout for and then a Silverback power play. Another thing we want to point out about this 6-point advantage for Canton, this is the largest they've had all season.
9:04 a hold. You get a chance for 2 points. One in the shootout. Power play for 2 minutes for the second bonus point. And the leading scorer, Medved, will go to try and nail it home for the first goal. Medved in, shoots it. And he couldn't get the opportunity on the second shot. You get 5 seconds to nail it home, Dwight. You missed it. It's not like hockey on a penalty shot where once you miss it, you have to stop. You get 5 seconds here, and he misfired on the second opportunity off the backboards.
Up until last weekend, he was leading the league in converting those. He is now 7 of 11. That's his patented move. Played at the boards. Why did the keeper get his own rebound? But D'Amico obviously had gone to school because he was waiting for it.
Cincinnati 8th in the league in power plays, and Canton a pretty good penalty killing unit. As you can tell, the play for Beck now dropped it back for Blakeman. Cincinnati in their first power play. They look for their first point of the night. They can only get one here, however. Here's Beck, back to the right wing side. Medved now, plays it into the corner. Provan shoots, he scores! Steve Provan lights it up at 6-1.
Outstanding patience in and around the box. Cincinnati got the ball, moved it some more. Eventually, it goes down into the corner. Medved, the team's leading point producer, sets up Provan, and he roofs it. D'Amico went down a bit too soon, goes right over top of his head into the bottom of the netting, and finally the Silverbacks are on the board.
Steve Provan acquired from this team. He's thrilled about it. The new breath of life for him, and he nails it against his former team.
Certainly like to see Steve Provan have a big night because on the one hand, he knows more of these Canton Invader players than anybody else. At the same time, there's been a lot of changes in the lineup since he came to the Queen City.
And here's Carlos Peña, who looks for his 3rd win of the year, 8th year in the NPSL. Plays it for Cannon in the midfield. Hangs it off the boards for Jimmy Glenn. Moving free, Glenn turned around, tries to make a play and blocked off after the fence. Provan scores it for Cincinnati. Medved on the assist, and a 6-1 score. Now a stop in the midfield.
Cincinnati caught numbers down, but it took a foul by Canton to get the break, and the referee, Walt Jones, right on the spot to make the call.
By the way, Provan is 7th of the year from Medved. Again, that a power play goal into the opening quarter at 12-27. Cincinnati 1 for 1 with the man advantage, and will have an opportunity here. Cincinnati looking for their 4th home win. As mentioned earlier, they've really been in a lot of games. In fact, they've lost 7 at home, and 4 of those 7 games have been decided by 4 or fewer points. So they've been really in all their games here at home. Here's Beck, shoots high off the top of the glass, and then cleared, but not out. Cincinnati battling along the boards for the player on the far side. Alcala shoots, blocked away at the defense, and I believe it was Scott who played goal to save it.
Brilliant effort by Sean Medved to weave his way through all sorts of trouble. The pass was perhaps a half stride behind Alcala. He hung tough, but good rotation on the defense by Canton to keep the ball out of the net.
And now it's Antonio, their coach, who also, of course, plays on the backfield for Canton, and then cleared for Cincinnati. Alcala on the right side just bangs it all the way down. But just over a minute to go in the opening quarter of play. And D'Amico in his 14th game of the year has only 4 wins in 3 years for this Canton team. 4-27 his record, and now in the midfield, a stop play, and then earlier a play to Here's the play now to the left of the goal with 43 seconds to go in the quarter. Cincinnati trying to bang it to the boards and a stop and a foul against Canton. And as a result, Cincinnati will have a late break here in the first quarter to get a couple of points back out of their own side of the field. And it's a long clearing attempt on the right side and a break for Cincinnati. On the right side, Thomas, and a stop and a play back the other side for Canton.
Yeah, tough break for Mark Thomas. He did well to get himself free. The ball came up hard off the turf, caught him in the right wing, and that was that.
Here's play up the left side and now all the way back into the Cincinnati end. So once more, they'll have a chance to set up with 20 seconds to go in the opening quarter of play, and Pena will be the guy to lead the attack.
Carlos is going to be real pleased to see this first quarter expire. It's been a nightmare.
Cincinnati down by 5. They have a late chance here. 8 seconds to go. The centering pass off the mark is Ledesma, who set up Hesh for the first goal. Able to play it in the midfield, and that's going to do it. The buzzer sound signaling the end of the first quarter. The Silverbacks, who have had some tough times in 95-96, down 6-1 after a one-quarter of play. When we come back, the second period, Silverbacks down by 5 against the Ohio Canton Invaders.
You know, becoming a mother has taught me a lot about time management. So when I go grocery shopping, I want a store that's close where I can save money and time, like Thriftway. In one stop, I can get my prescriptions filled, have my photos developed while I shop, take home fresh seafood, even grab a quick bite to eat. And to save even more time, I can pay with my credit card or ATM card. After all, I have more important things to do with my time.
No matter what your kids get into, they're bound to find germs. But there is a way to keep those germs from spreading.
Whoa!
Just use Dial. Dial kills more germs than any ordinary soap. That's why more doctors recommend it. Dial soap. Kill the germs. Keep the kids.
Pick the new Hardcore Psycho Nitro drink in a can. Pick the new Hardcore Psycho Nitro drink in a can.
Cincinnati Silverback Soccer is sponsored in part by Soccer Village, official supplier to the Silverbacks. We're at the Cincinnati Gardens tonight. The Cincinnati Silverbacks in their initial season taking on the Canton Invaders here tonight. I'm Mike Barrack alongside Dwight Burgess. Glad you've joined us this evening. Cincinnati down by 5, although the shots on goal probably the biggest stat there, Dwight, and pretty much even.
Yeah, really up and down the column there, it's fairly level. The key has been really Canton taking advantage of the opportunities that present themselves.
Early on, Canton scored a goal at 33 seconds into the opening quarter, and then it's been downhill for Cincinnati from there. Carrera and Scott nailing 2-point goals. The only goal for Cincinnati at the end of period 1, and Provan on that power play goal to cut it to 6-1.
And a well-crafted score it was. Too bad we couldn't connect on the shootout.
Okay, here we go up the left side. Cincinnati coming into the action in 5th place in the American division of the National Professional Soccer League. Canton in last place at 3-17. Cincinnati, however, down by 5 in the first quarter of play. And Sean Blakeman, the former Wichita wing, in for the forward Thomas, back to Blakeman at the yellow line. Cincinnati starting off in possession. The veteran Fernandez, who played for Gary Hindley in Cleveland, plays it free to Blakeman, shoots in a left footer, way upstairs. He got a lot of mustard on it, but he misfires up into the stands.
Well, Blakeman and Beck in particular had some real success this season coming out of the defensive half and hitting the bombs from distance, but on that occasion more of a technique problem than anything. His foot was behind the ball in contact. That gives you your flight.
We're here at the Cincinnati Gardens. This is year 1. Expansion franchise for the Cincinnati Silverbacks. The Canton Invaders, a charter member of the NPSL, and now paying it back into midfield. And after this season, they'll be the only pro sports team in that city, Dwight. They're losing their minor league baseball team, so right now Canton left with the Invaders in that city. With a minute gone, second quarter, and Pena, who ranks 6th in the league in PAA, drops it back. He had 20 victories in 1992-93. Leaves it free into the corner, and the Silverbacks trying to get back into this thing. And Medved at the arc drops for Blakeman. Centers for Terry Brown. Back for Medved. Is the Silverbacks. Medved trying to jam it free. Stops. Drops it back for Blakeman. Cincinnati on the perimeter, looking to make an offensive play quickly.
Yeah, trying to draw Canton out defensively. You've got Glenn and Brown rotating around the box.
And now Blakeman backpedals for Cincinnati. On the left side is the Silverbacks trying to muscle up something, and D'Amico leaves it on the left side. Cincinnati steal, however, to the near side. Medved drops for Cannon, shoots, he scores! Jimmy Cannon with a rocket down. Scott Cannon down the left side, and with 13:09 left in the second, it's a 6-3 game. He let go a bullet into the Canton end.
It all started with D'Amico. He got the ball, turned it over. Cincinnati countered. Excellent technique. He puts it home. Medved got it after the turnover. Sets up perfectly in stride. Cannon with the left wicket inside the far post. Nice stuff.
And for Scott Cannon, a scoring play for Cincinnati. And a minute 54 gone into the second quarter of play.
Well, D'Amico not known for being real strong with his feet, trying to play balls out of the back. It got pressure that time from Glenn. D'Amico turned it over and went to Medved. A touch later, it's a 6-3 score.
Medved on the assist, Cannon 7th, and that is mentioned, cutting into 6-3. Cannon, who hails from Evansville, as mentioned earlier, his family watching, coming to a majority of the games this year, but sitting back in Evansville and watching tonight. Played at the University of Evansville 3 seasons ago in Harrisburg. Last season, 10 games in Detroit. And now Canton, who have given up the last 3, have possession into midfield.
Well, a bit more purpose to the collective Silverback step here in the early minutes of quarter 2, and it's paying some dividends.
Here's Vincent Beck ahead on the right side, trying to move it free, blocked away, then Provan moving in. A centering pass off the mark, and the Silverbacks now have the momentum.
Once again, pressure to D'Amico. He turns the ball over.
Here's Cannon again, tied up on a tackle to the left side, and then up to Carrera, their leading scorer. Up the right side on a 2-man break now. Across the line, the chip pass off the mark as it was intended from DeFini off the left wing side for Scott. And Cincinnati's Pena waits, fakes a hurl, and then will kick it up the left side.
Solid man down defending by Beck. He got between the 2 red jerseys and then was patient, waited for help to come. Cannon on full flight was getting back, and Beck got the ball.
Here's a lead pass up the left side, blocked away to midfield, and Blakeman beautifully chips it back on the left wing side, and Fernandez skies it free. Blakeman elects to use his leg to block it away, and then Cincinnati on the attack. This is the first season of the Cincinnati Silverbacks, and Terry Brown leaves it free up the left side, blocked away and cleared into midfield. And then Glenn has possession, beautifully drops it back for Blakeman up the left side. Cincinnati looking to cut the lead to 1. Blakeman moving in, and then he's knocked off the ball. I believe a foul. Let's see. On the left side, Paul Kahn, I believe, is the guilty Canton Invader.
Well, Blakeman drew him in tightly, then made the cut from right to left. Wanted to go from distance, but Kahn did all he could. That's get in the way and draw the obstruction call.
And it was Blakeman who started that play. And as a result, Cincinnati will start it up. Here's a play up the right side. Blakeman shoots it with his left foot, bangs it upstairs, way up to the right of the goal, and he's getting the good distance on it now. He needs the accuracy towards that net.
Well, it looked like he was a bit unlucky that time. The ball hopped up just as he got ready to stride through. Much more conservative was he in that effort. Got into good position, came through softly, much more like you'll see in a golf swing. It's timing.
This guy, the goalkeeper, D'Amico, ties his shoes around 2 or 3 times so he doesn't lose that footwear.
With the problems he's having distributing with his boots, perhaps it'd be better to find a new way to tie the strings.
Yeah, this is a guy that's 4 and 27 over the last 3 years. Hasn't had at times a lot in front of him, then hurls it just underneath. Did it hit the scoreboard? It did. He was hurling it down. He misfires, and as a result, Cincinnati will take possession deep into Canton territory. A misplay for him, so instead of using his feet, he used his arm, and it hurt him.
Can't help think about D'Amico, 427 if you're a Major League Baseball pitching free agent.
Here's a play, they score! It was Medved on a 3-point blast. And if they counted at 3, we're in a 6 all-time.
Just an outstanding strike from Sean Medved. Just to finish the thought, I was going to say, D'Amico still in the goal at 427. Stepped right up, almost no wall at all. There were a couple of red shirts standing there, but they didn't block any angle. Right up to it, next to the ball, followed through, and drove it past and up into the net. Great strike from Medved.
His 24th total goal of the year. His 3rd three-pointer of 95-96. And we're in a tie game here in Cincinnati. After a 6-1 outburst for Canton, the Silverbacks with 3 in a row have tied the game. And another misplay by D'Amico for the 2nd straight time. He bangs it off the scoreboard here in Cincinnati.
More than anything else, Mike, I would say here in the 2nd quarter, it has really been Cincinnati winning now the 50-50s. They were losing them more often than not in the first 15 minutes.
Medved a 5-point net already. Plays it to the left of the goal. And steered aside a 3-point goal, and 2 helpers are ready for the Silverbacks. Then an unassisted goal. His 3-point effort. Here's Provan now. His shot blocked away. So there were 2 red shirts in the vicinity. And it's cleared for Canton up the left side with 10:24 left in the 2nd. And this is the way it was against Cincinnati in the first few minutes of play. Now it's all Silverbacks here in the 2nd quarter. And Vincent Beck rims it off the Dashers towards the net, and caught by D'Amico. And he, this time, rolls it so he doesn't hit the scoreboard.
It's an excellent point. What Cincinnati's doing when he gets the ball is they're backing off quickly, inviting him to lay it down rather than quickly throwing if they had put big pressure on.
Now up the left side, Alcala now for Cincinnati. Winds it free on the far side as the Silverbacks wheel it free for Medved, just outside the yellow line. In, gets away from the defense, now lets it fly, and blocked off at the last moment by Paul Kahn. Otherwise, the Silverbacks had a chance to take the lead. And of course, in this sport, they make the fans, or in this case, the crew members, throw it up back onto the field. Here's a shot going off the backboards and wide. Can't keep them as souvenirs, Dwight.
You want the league to go bankrupt?
And Alcala will drop it back, and we'll have a restart here with 9:39 left in the 2nd quarter. I've seen shots go off into the stands and up towards the runway, and late in the game you'll see people take the ball and run out of the building with them as they clear it free into the corner, and the Silverbacks take possession. A 6-all tie here in the middle period. We're in 2 Ohio teams battling it out. Former Dayton Dynamo, the Cincinnati Silverbacks, and the Canton Invaders. And Terry Brown, boy, he's hit hard right in front of Gary Hindley's players, and it was Carrera, their leading scorer, that gave him the bump right in front of the Cincinnati bench.
Cincinnati averaging 11 points a game this season, even dozen for the visitors, and it would seem to this point that the clubs are on their way to breaking that average.
And it's cleared by Cincinnati up towards the stands once more with 9:03 left in the 2nd. A youngster holds on, and he tosses it back into the field. Well, you mentioned the point situation. Canton, a whopping 357 points against. That ranks them last in defense. So we're seeing if the Cincinnati Silverbacks can take advantage of that.
Statistically, there are some similarities between the 2 teams, but that's the biggest difference, points allowed.
Here's a shot right on, and the save made by Pena. Spectacular save finally it's taken by Terry Brown up the left side. The St. Louis native knocked down by Kevin Scott. A foul, and Cincinnati will restart into midfield. 8.5 minutes left in the second. Cincinnati with 5 consecutive points have tied the game.
Absolutely brilliant save by Carlos Pena as he climbs the ladder to get up to the right side. Great strike from short range, but Carlos up there knocks it away. He, of course, an all-star last season, and in his initial campaign made the NPSL All-Rookie team.
Last year, unfortunately, did not play in the game, although named to the all-star team, and dropped back for Pena himself.
You know, another note about Carlos Pena, he was invited to the MLS Combine Camp in Los Angeles this week, but stepped aside when Mark Simpson, the backup netminder, went down with surgery. Pena didn't want to risk injury trying out for the Summer League. He stayed home.
And it's a league that's gaining a lot of notoriety right now. A number of players in the league gaining opportunities to play in that new Summer League, and we'll have a stop and a restart this time for Canton. And the Silverbacks will have that wall right to the top of the arc, and they do a nice job to block it away.
Yeah, put Ledesma to the ball this time instead of Carrera.
And here's Ledesma again, right wing side pass, a shot going over top and into the corner. It bounces around. Cincinnati trying to make a play. Loose to the top of the box. Ledesma tied up beautifully. And Thomas now knocked off the ball by Antonio, and a scramble and a break for the Silverbacks as Antonio got the last shot in there. Thus Cincinnati will take over.
And as Thomas moves off the field, he's got a bit of a limp in his step. We'll keep an eye on that. Antonio, of course, sent off to the bad boys bin in quarter number 1. Another big hit from him. No card on this occasion.
Nedved, by the way, already with 5 points. His 5th consecutive multiple point game for Cincinnati. Started the action with 62 points. Now has 67 on the year, thanks to his great first half against Canton. And it is now Pena bangs it with his right foot all the way down. Ahead to the right side. Goalkeepers are such an integral part of the offense as Pena able to wing it right down, and a player shaken up for Cincinnati, and it was Glenn. Thus Cincinnati will take over deep into the Canton end.
Canton is vulnerable on the restarts. They gave up 6 restart goals in 1 game, a league record to St. Louis just a week ago.
Blakeman will start it up for the Cincinnati Silverbacks. He's had a number of good scoring chances himself early on, and now will try and set it up. Does to Medved, shoots it up. Right-footed blast up into the stands. He was set up where he wanted to, and then just misfires high.
Yeah, needs to think back to what he did on the 3-point goal he had a few minutes ago. That's technique. He planted his foot, but in contact basically held up. That put the ball up in the air, wants to come right through and land on the shooting foot.
Chris D'Amico leaves it for his own defense. D'Amico, a 24-year-old, able to clear it up the left side and wound free into midfield. Silverbacks, Peggy trying to jam it loose. It's cleared up the right side for the player on the right wing side. Hesh's shot going wide. Now Masavan has possession. An Iranian, second Iranian to play in this league, moves in, tries to play it free in front, blocked away, headed by Blakeman. Another shot going over top of the net by Ledesma, and then Pena controls. The shot actually went over the crossbar, off the glass, and back towards Pena net.
Yeah, good composure from Proven. He came in, got to the rebound, played it right to Carlos, and out we go.
Silverbacks now working for Glenn up the left side. Jimmy Glenn now out of Clemson University shoots and blocked aside at the defense rebound. Glenn another chance. This time D'Amico steers it aside. Glenn now closing in for Cincinnati. Holding on, centers in front. Proven a shot blocked away. And the Silverbacks holding on with the momentum. Blakeman in the midfield. Chips it free, broken up. And it's on the right side now. Antonio, their player coach, a pass to Ledesma in. Shoots him off the backboards and wide. Rebound controlled. Swanson a shot. Oh, and Pena gets an arm on that rebound and cleared away. And that's what's happened this season. Pena's been there to keep the points against down.
The last couple of years, the Dayton Dynamo struggled, but Carlos Pena still got the recognition of his peers, made it into the All-Star game despite playing for a team that had numbers much more similar to this current Canton squad.
88-89, Rookie of the Year in this league. Here's a shot caught by Pena again. This one from long range from Carrera, and he is on fire. Now they're going to call a timeout here with 5:09 left in the second quarter. Cincinnati at one point down 6-0. They scored 1 on a power play late in the first, and then have scored 5 here in the second quarter of play. And thanks to Pena, and you take a look, Pena in the leader, 6 soccer 2-12, but a scintillating 13.4 points against average.
He's recognized not only in the NPSL, but being one of the handful of goalkeepers nationwide invited to the aforementioned MLS Combine. What that was is about 250 players that were hand-selected nationally to come together for a week in Los Angeles. And from that pool, they are going to outfit the 10 MLS teams that kick off in April. MLS, or Major League Soccer, is designed to be the premier outdoor league, and actually a very cooperative effort between this, the premier indoor league, and that.
Of course, when you come down to the Cincinnati Gardens, it's more than just a soccer game. You can pick up your Silverbacks merchandise, and that's what's happening. Youngsters thrilled about it. What a family sport this is, Dwight. Great venue here in Cincinnati at the Cincinnati Gardens. The fans are right on top of the action, and for as quick as this game, what a great place to watch an indoor soccer game.
Well, no doubt about it. You look up and down the rows of seats and you see all the youngsters that are here. You've got the games at halftime, lots of activities. And you mentioned the families. There's a big family pack deal going on right now. They can call the Silverbacks office for more details on that.
4-5-8 kick, $39 for the game against Tampa Bay on January 19th. That's next Friday night as the Tampa Bay Terror and the Cincinnati Silverbacks. 15-10, shots on goal. Silverbacks were outshot early and now have taken the lead in this department.
Coming into the game tonight, Cincinnati was second in the league in shots allowed per game.
8-4 in this quarter in favor of the Silverbacks as well, and wound up the left side and cleared, headed by Terry Brown. In, oh, he's leveled by Kevin Scott, and we'll see if there's just going to be a foul or a penalty. Looks just like the restart, and Cincinnati will take over deep into the zone.
Well, looked like Terry Brown forced the contact a bit by getting up in the air, but it worked.
Here's Thomas tries to chip it free off the start. Great pass across to the near side for Canton, as the Silverbacks trying to work it for Brown. Up the left side for Medved, who scored that three-pointer to tie the game. Medved across for Canton. He scored one, shoots with his right foot this time, and bangs it upstairs with 4.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Youngster tossing it back in, and Silverbacks all over. D'Amico in goal as Baxter, the Silverback mascot, is thrilled about it as well.
I think Sean Medved would like another crack at that restart. The ball was played across to him. He laid it off to Canton, anticipating more pressure than he actually got.
Here's play up the left side, and Brown leaves it back for Pena for Cincinnati. 28 years of age. He's from Los Angeles, and will set it up for his own defense with 4:12 left in the second quarter of play. Here's a pass ahead for Thomas, intended for him. Cincinnati trying to work it for Canton and block up the left side. And Terry Brown able to cover up into midfield. Cincinnati have scored 6 in a row to tie the game. Drop pass off the mark. Carrera steals on the right wing side. And the Canton Invaders, and Bryans drops it back for his own defense.
Bryant's a youngster, a little guy too, just 5'8", 165. That's on a good day, and seeing his first rotation of this Friday evening.
Ben Powers now in his 4th season with Canton. Tries to work it free, and Pena steers it aside.
Now, Bryant's maybe small in stature, but he cracked one there.
And now Cincinnati's Fernandez, the veteran who played with the Cleveland Crunch, ahead on the right side for Thomas, and then out to play at D'Amico, and he hurls it with his right arm up the right side. Behind the back, however, of the player on the right side, Kahn, and cleared into midfield, where the Bermuda native, Kahn, leaves it free on the left side. Hesh, who scored the first goal, fires off the backboards and wide, headed by Beck. Up the left side, Provan trying to chip it out, and held in by the Canton Invaders. On the right side, Swanson shoots right through the goal crease, and nobody home. And then Terry Brown leveled again, this time by Carrera. Are we going to have a penalty? Brown was just smacked again, right to the near side.
Now, that's the kind of thing we saw out of Terry Brown when he worked his way through a pair of 15-day contracts earlier in the season. Good position up against the boards, and as you can see, coming in hard and contact into the center of his back, no doubt about it. That is indeed a 2-minute penal penalty. Cincinnati will get another shootout.
And the penalty, again, Carrera, and a shootout for Cincinnati, and an opportunity here with 2:52 remaining in the quarter. It is a boarding penalty. The time here, 12:08, and a chance to take the lead, and who else with with 5 points already in this game. Medved will go for Cincinnati. This is for the bonus point. The 1-point shootout goal. He has 5 seconds to work. Shoots. He scores!
No fooling around on this occasion. Medved said, forget the boards. One touch. D'Amico comes out and a rocket right past him. You can see the ball was almost into the goal by the time D'Amico could even get the left hand up. Medved converts.
A 6-point effort for him, a 3-pointer, 2 assists, and now his 25th goal of the year, his second of the game. And the Silverbacks penalty killing is up there. Canton second in the league. Here's a play to the near side as the player Thomas shot blocked off. So although Canton has struggled, they've been good. A man short. Here's Medved off the left side as the Silverbacks try and convert. They scored on the shootout, have a chance for one more point here as Glenn leads it back to the point for Blakeman. Shoots! He just misses. Medved at the yellow line as Blakeman recovers on the far side. Chips it free for Beck. In, centers, blocked away, and Medved takes over for Cincinnati.
Well, Cincinnati, Mike, definitely going back to what worked the first time around. That's patience on the perimeter. A hit from distance. Look for the loose ball and the opportunity to finish.
Here's Medved on the left side for Blakeman. Lead pass ahead on the far wing. Here's the centering pass in front. Oh, and the pass across to the left wing side off the mark. And cleared to the right side where Medved leads for Blakeman. It was Thomas on that setup in front for Beck. Now back to Blakeman. Closing in. Right side for Medved. Shoots. Blocked away. Rebound in front. Thomas couldn't get his leg on it. Chip back for Medved. 50 seconds left in the penalty. 1:40 to go in the quarter. 7-6 Cincinnati. 7 consecutive points. Here's the play off the backboards in front for Thomas. And cleared but not out. Blakeman for the moment keeps it in. Then he muffs it. Gets back up on his knees. Trying to jam it loose. And Cincinnati continuing to control.
It's been a pretty good power play. Cincinnati getting the opportunities they want.
Here's Thomas, a centering pass off the arm of D'Amico and cleared, but not out. Blakeman now for Cincinnati. 20 seconds to go on the penalty for Medved. Closing in. Centers across. Thomas back to the left wing side. Blakeman. Oh, and it's blocked off by Antonio. Great setup for Blakeman.
Good strike from Blakeman indeed. Antonio stood him up.
And now Cincinnati on the attack again. Medved across to Blakeman. In centers. Off the mark. Here's Medved. Fires. That's why. That's into the penalty. Cincinnati now can get 2 points as the pass for Fernandez moving free.
Little arcade style tactic there. Just line up the ducks and have a go.
And Fernandez now will set it up out of Cal State Hayward. Trying to maneuver free. Claire, however, knocked off the ball and cleared right back down. 27 seconds to go. 7-6 Cincinnati. And a break again for Alcala. Left side pass across and a break for Cincinnati. Quick shot towards the net. Blocked away as Fernandez let it fly. 15 seconds to go in the quarter in Canton right now. They're the team that wants to get out of here. Only -1 point and cleared for Carrera up the right side. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Not much time for him. A pass in front for the player on the right side, Scott, and that does it. A Cincinnati comeback. 7 in a row to take the lead.
Good quality second quarter, Mike. It was a sluggish first 15 minutes. Cincinnati stepped it up, challenged for the 50-50s, created some opportunities, and more importantly, finishing them off. Gary Hindley's going to go to the locker room, I think, feeling a bit better about the initial 30 minutes tonight.
Okay, it's a 7-6 Cincinnati lead. We'll come back with more. This is Cincinnati Silverback Soccer on Sports Channel.
Ever wonder how One-A-Day got the idea to make different vitamins for different people? Isn't it obvious? People have different needs. Because women need more calcium, One-A-Day Women's Formula has more than any other vitamin. For our men's formula, we increased antioxidant levels. And our 55+ formula has more of 8 essential vitamins than Centrum Silver. People are different. So is One-A-Day. We've got the one for you.
No matter what your kids get into, they're bound to find germs. But there is a way to keep those germs from spreading.
Whoa!
just use Dial. Dial kills more germs than any ordinary soap. That's why more doctors recommend it. Dial soap. Kill the germs. Keep the kids.
Thursday night on TNT.
Michael Jordan with a shot!
Wednesday night, it's TBS.
Miller to the hole!
Back to Friday night on TNT.
Van Exel!
3 nights, 2 networks, 1 amazing game. It's the NBA on TNT and TBS. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday night.
Here's your free ticket to adventure, your free ticket to excitement, your free ticket to romance. It's the Movie Channel Free Movie-thon, Friday, January 12th through Monday, January 15th. Tune in for 4 days of non-stop movies with your favorite stars. Admission is free, so don't miss the Movie Channel Free Movie-thon, Friday, January 12th through Monday, January 15th.
Welcome back, everybody, to the score here. 7-6 Cincinnati over the Canton Invaders at the end of 2 quarters of play. Gentleman here that is well known about goalkeeping here in the National Professional Soccer League. Unfortunately, Mark Simpson, who was born here in Cincinnati, out of the lineup. And Mark, your impression so far of the first half?
Well, I thought we started out a bit slow, and after a while, you know, we just get the competitive juices flowing again and, you know, start to put some pressure on their goal, and I think that's the type of game we need to play tonight.
Well, you're an expert on goalkeeping, and I'll tell you what, Carlos Pena, after the first 6 goals, really came to life, made some huge stops, and then the Silverbacks came back and have taken the lead.
Yeah, I know Carlos and I are really tight, so I don't mean to sound real cocky or anything, but I know it bothers him me not being there with him. And I knew he was a little mentally down tonight, and you know, it was a good thing for him to get a couple of quality saves in, and that way to pick his game up to where we know that the lowest man can play.
Tell us about your injury. What's the situation?
I had a meniscus tear. I did it last Friday in the pregame against Cleveland, and I tried to rehab it for a couple of days. It just kept getting worse, and just decided to have surgery. I figured the sooner I get in, the quicker I get back.
All right, and of course, getting an opportunity here, your 7th year in the National Professional Soccer League, and the Silverbacks, an expansion team. What can you tell us about this team? And I know the trials and tribulations in year 1 here in Cincinnati.
Well, I think you have to look at the whole organization, including the Cyclones. It's such a professional atmosphere. It's the most professional team that I've ever been on. They make you feel like, you know, you're a pro. I love to come to work every day, and that's what it should be all about. And with the Cyclones being so successful, you know, it's going to take some time getting the people, the personnel that we need to have on the field, and I think you'll see a growing sport here in Cincinnati.
Final note, you were born here in Cincinnati, but I understand not here a long time as a youngster.
Right, I lived here till I was 10. Grew up in the Loveland area. Started playing before I left. Went up to Chicago for 18 years, and you know, a big reason for me getting back here. My dad still lives here, and it was very important for me to try to get back home, and I'm very comfortable here. That's why I like it.
All right, a Cincinnati native, Mark, best of luck to you and the Silverbacks the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
This has been the Soccer Village Intermission interview. The score, 7-6 in favor of the Cincinnati Silverbacks over the Canton Invaders. Hope you enjoyed Mark Simpson. We'll come back with more in just a moment on Sports Channel.
You know, becoming a mother has taught me a lot about time management. So when I go grocery shopping, I want a store that's close where I can save money and time, like Thriftway. In one stop, I can get my prescriptions filled, have my photos developed while I shop, take home fresh seafood, even grab a quick bite to eat. And to save even more time, I can pay with my credit card or ATM card. After all, I have more important things to do with my time.
Our money problem started when I was laid off 8 weeks ago.
Oh, then the car repairs, we needed a new roof.
We were even late on a couple of credit card payments.
Then a friend told us about cashback mortgage. They showed us how to use the value of our home to consolidate our bills. They even saved us money.
Call Cashback Mortgage at 1-800-851-CASH and find out how we've helped thousands of homeowners for years. So stop worrying. will get you the money you need now.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Gardens, where it's halftime between Cincinnati and Canton. And here at the break, I'm joined by the leading scorer of the Silverbacks, Sean Medved. And Sean, first of all, how's the season been going for you? You've got to feel good about the points.
Well, yeah, I feel good about the points, but that's not really the main issue. The main issue is getting more wins in the win bracket. And as many close games as we've been in, we've had, you know, too many losses at this point. Where, you know, our goal, of course, is to make the playoffs. And right now, we're in a bit of a hole, and we're going to have to, you know, get on a little streak here to get it back towards 500, where I think is the point where we'll make the playoffs.
Has one of the biggest challenges for you thus far this season been the mental aspect, considering the last time you played in this league, you won a championship in Cleveland, and specifically these close games that are going against the Silverbacks right now?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, in Cleveland, we had, you know, they're still a great team. We were a great team then, and, you know, we had an attitude that every game we're going to win, you know, and someone else is going to have to come out there and beat us. And here with the new team, that attitude is, you know, it's hard to find. It's hard to get. And when the close games are on the line, you know, we're not quite there being able to put a team away when we should. And in Cleveland, you know, there's 3 or 4 of us from Cleveland here, and we, you know, I think we have that attitude, but it's difficult to get that, you know, for the whole team and be able to win those games.
6 losses already this season by 1 or 2 points. Anything particular theme coming through to you at this point in the season about why those close losses like that?
Well, that's a tough question. It goes the same thing. I think that you know, when the game is on the line, some of the teams that we're playing and losing close games to are those teams that have an attitude, which is we are going to win, you know, and so we'll find a way somehow or another. And we've had a little taste of that where we've had some close games that we did pull out, and you know, it's just going to take time. I think at this point, you know, we're almost to the halfway point. I think you know, right now we need to understand what that is and be able to put those games away, the close ones especially.
How much added pressure, if any, really, do you feel yourself, Mark Thomas, George Fernandez, guys out of that championship crunch team? You have to come in and take a leadership role. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the reasons, you know, Gary brought us in here. We have a lot of, you know, different players, a lot of players that do have experience and leadership, and but it's putting them together, and, you know, the characters and the lines and getting everything tight. From Cleveland and the leadership role, I think that, you know, Mark, myself, and George have taken that. You know, George has been out quite a bit, but I would call him our #1 leader. You know, he's our captain. He's been around the most. He's, you know, been a coach. And, you know, we look to him for a lot of things. And when he's not on the field, you know, that's going to hurt, especially in the defensive sector. This has been a busy week, one of 8 players on the Silverback squad to be invited out to the MLS Combine in Los Angeles. Now, you have already signed a contract with the league, but still don't know where you're going to be playing. What was it like out there? Well, it was interesting. It was something I've never done. You had, you know, a lot of players from this league and players from around the country. We had a number of players that were already under contract that were there just so some of the coaches could get a better look at you and how you play. And then you had a lot of players out there who were trying to get a job that don't have contracts. You know, it's hard because you're not fit for outdoor. It's a whole different fitness level than the indoor where you're used to the short, sharp fitness level. And then, but the long-term running that it takes in outdoor was difficult, you know, and it was a little tiring, but, you know, we had the day off yesterday to travel and get back, and, you know, it feel good now, so. How do you think the tryouts went for you and the other guys from the Silverbacks? I think, you know, I think everybody did good. The NPSL players that were out there, the word around, you know, the Combine was that the NPSL players were the most, you know, impressive to the coaches and the other players that were there. And that's good for this league. It's great because you've got a lot of guys who play professionally. Yeah, it's indoor, and some of the guys haven't played outdoor for quite a while, but you can tell that the level of professionalism and skill and just overall knowledge of soccer is better. Sean, good luck the rest of the way. Thank you. Stay with us. We've got the second half coming up as Silverback Soccer continues right here on Sports Channel.
When the Silverbacks are on attack, it's our goal to take control of the game. And you have the power to take control of your life.
Prepare like a pro by eating the right foods and getting the right amount of sleep. Take care of your body by warming up properly and wearing the correct safety gear.
So take control, because you have the power to make choices that affect you. Choices about school, drugs, and alcohol.
So come on, set some healthy goals for yourself. After all, you've got the power to do it.
A community service from Bethesda and Good Samaritan Hospital.
Right here, right now.
City, so to speak, in the first 2 quarters. Initial 15 minutes, Canton had the better of the play. They were challenging and winning the 50-50s. Silverbacks turned the tables in the second 15 minutes, and it's paid off.
Well, look, not too good for Cincinnati at the outset, but the Silverbacks coming back, but early on it was all Canton.
Yeah, Canton got on the board right away. It took just 33 seconds. Hesh is ultimately going to finish it. Antonio with the center. Ledesma, a great pass, the controlling touch. Blakeman just gave too much space inside the box. Really nothing Carlos Payne you can do. Next one was a bad mistake. Fernandez had position. It was poked away. Carrera went 1v1, used the boards, give and go to himself. That was that. The Invaders then pushed up by an even half dozen. Scott from Defini is the way it's going to finish off. Again, just too much space. This time it was Provan who gave up inside position, and Canton took advantage of the opportunity. Silverbacks counter. Great stuff around the perimeter. It's going to be a 1-point power play goal as Provan went top shelf to get it up and over D'Amico to put the Silverbacks on the board. Then trailing by 5, Cannon set up by Medved. Brilliant strike with the left. It was put right on stride as he ran to goal and slotted it home. Suddenly, Cincinnati made it a game just down 3. Here's the backbreaker. Restart goal. The wall you can clearly see is out of position. Went right through the hands of D'Amico. Just struck too hard for him to do anything about. And then finally, Sean Medved finishes off half number 1. This time, not fooling around on the shootout. Went straight to goal and knocked it home.
Well, for Medved, what a great quarter and a half. 6 out of a possible 7 points for him for the Silverbacks. We take a look at our dial scoring summary, and early on it was all Canton, but as mentioned, the Silverbacks coming back.
Really 3 goals in the first 8 minutes, but finally it was really that Provan power play tally that got things turned around.
Yeah, the Silverbacks gaining the momentum, and then of course with that big 7-point display here in the second quarter of play. Well, the Silverbacks, after down early, have come back, and it should be a great second half here. 7-6 Cincinnati after 2 quarters of play. We'll come back with more in just a moment on Sports Channel.
You know, becoming a mother has taught me a lot about time management. So when I go grocery shopping, I want a store that's close where I can save money and time, like Thriftway. In one stop, I can get my prescriptions filled, have my photos developed while I shop, take home fresh seafood, even grab a quick bite to eat. And to save even more time, I can pay with my credit card or ATM card. After all, I have more important things to do with my time.
Blindfold, monsieur?
No.
Cigarette?
No.
What do you want on your tombstone?
Pepperoni and cheese. Tombstone pizza, Pierre!
What do you want on your tombstone? Real meat. Better tasting than pizzas made with imitation cheese. So what do you want on your tombstone? Napkin?
No.
Explore, amazed by new technology and things beyond your imagination.
Invention. No zone. 2000. Movie magic.
Explore television's best hour of science and technology. Every weeknight beginning at 9 Eastern, 8 Central on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world.
Yeah? Hey, Sid, turn on the Cartoon Network. G-Force is on.
Okay, Elroy, my boy, thanks for the tip. Hello, Betty.
Hi, Top Cat.
Turn on the Cartoon Network, little lady. You're missing Bugs and Zappy.
Oh, great. I'll get Wilma. Hello there, Race. What are you doing?
Wrestling alligators. How about you?
Watching the Centurions on Cartoon Network. You gotta turn it on.
I know. The Cartoon Network is the best darn place for cartoons.
Live at the Cincinnati Gardens, NPSL Soccer, Cincinnati Silverbacks 7 and the Canton Invaders 6. A big comeback for the Cincinnati soccer team.
Yeah, stats more one-sided now to Cincinnati's favor. Fairly level after 15 minutes, but shots to the Silverbacks. Blocks also reflective of the opportunities the home team has had. Saves fairly level, penalties to the visitors, but I think much more reflective of the way the second 15 minutes went.
Okay, here we go in the second half, and the Silverbacks looking for their 4th win at home and their 5th in 95-96. Talking manager of the Silverbacks. A lot of player changes. They're looking for a good finish here in 95-96 and also looking to build a real solid franchise here in the future.
Yeah, they haven't even played half the games yet, and certainly it's an uphill climb to make the postseason. But more importantly, you're exactly right. They're putting together the pieces for a long-term successful future. Something else to keep your eye out for here early in the second half is the third quarter is the best for Cincinnati this season in terms of outscoring their opposition, albeit by 1 point.
Cincinnati really this season playing well at home, although only 3 wins. You mentioned the scoring. At home, they've only been outscored by 1 overall this season at the Cincinnati Gardens. And here in a nip and tuck affair up 7-6, here's Thomas scores from a sharp angle. He didn't really have any room to shoot. Found an angle, and the Silverbacks increase their lead to 9-6.
Just like the game of basketball, Thomas got himself posted up, sold the move, and went to the hole as he put it up high. Absolutely brilliant solo effort. Receives with back to net, turns on Swanson, and then roots it. Upper 90 of the near post. Just like that, the Silverbacks have built their biggest advantage of the night at 3. Great individual effort. Swanson couldn't turn with him, and that was that.
Thomas, the 27-year-old Quincy, Illinois native. 4th year in the NPSL, and in fact, his 98th career goal, only 2 away from 100 in the NPSL. A milestone coming up for Mr. Thomas.
Well, no doubt he has put his stamp on the Silverbacks since arriving. This is 10th game of the year.
So averaging over 1 goal per game since arriving in Cincinnati. Silverbacks now have scored 9 in a row and have the lead 9-6. Boy, in the first few minutes when it was 6-0, looked like a long night for Gary Henley.
Yes, it did, and it's really a credit to the team and the composure. And, you know, when you've got Carlos Pena in goal and a team that's been outstanding defensively, it was really more of a situation of just riding the ship, getting composed, and then doing the things that work for you, and that's really been the story since the second quarter kicked off.
Interesting. Cincinnati ranked 3rd in the league in defense with only 4 wins all year, and it's been offense that's been a problem. They can remedy that here against the worst team in the league in defense. Now Canton with the goals tonight, 363. And that's against. Here's a play now for the forward Provan to the side of the goal. Alcala shoots, and D'Amico gets an arm on that. Play right back for Vincent Beck, and this guy could really shoot. He's got a pretty strong left foot.
You know, you don't want to overdo numbers, but in terms of points for and against on an average basis, Cincinnati just a -2.5, which is really far more reflective of a 500 record. It's that 0-8 start that's really been the difference to this point. But Cincinnati, as you already mentioned, one of the top defensive clubs in the NPSL, and their ability as of late to put more and more points on the board has really helped them.
Here's a play across the line, a shot by Hesh off the mark. Hesh started the evening with a scoring play. And the Silverbacks were down at the outset, just 33 seconds in, and Hesh has been held off since then. Here's play on the far side, and Jimmy Glenn has possession, drops it back for Pena, who's not yielded a goal since the 7:59 mark of the first quarter.
Well, key number 1 to the night was keeping the maestro, Marcelo Carrera, under control, and to this point, he really hasn't put his stamp on the game.
Just 1 2-point goal for him, his 31st overall goal in this season. And the play on the left side. Canton able to play it in the midfield, blocked away, and the Silverbacks break free. Fernandez gently chips it past to Thomas, looking for his second, and he just chips it back as he just plays it in the midfield.
Yeah, looking for some help there. That time, both defenders stayed back near the center stripe. Thomas expected one to press forward, laid the ball in that direction, but neither Brown or Blakeman did. It ended up an unforced turnover.
Earlier, Thomas knocked down, looked like a twister game in the midfield, and Blakeman now recovers for Cincinnati. Down the left side, in, shoots! That's off the backboards and wide. It cleared away.
Blakeman can absolutely crack a ball.
Here's a play now to the near side. It is Massavan tied up, and a tackle by Cincinnati and cleared by Brown in the midfield. He signed a contract, Brown, by the way, for the rest of the season. As you mentioned, 2 smaller contracts, and now has earned himself a spot for the rest of the season. Now Pena controls for Cincinnati.
Interesting note about that, Terry came in on a 15-day deal, had a second one added on, and that was only after some debate. The last game he played before his contract expired was in Buffalo. In the final minute, he set up Mark Thomas with what turned out to be the game-winning goal and made Gary Henley look brilliant for keeping him around.
Here's a long pass from D'Amico off the mark, kicked aside, and Cincinnati's back, moving down the left side, blocked away, and cleared by Canton. And they've got to really be disoriented after giving up all those goals. Here's a shot towards the net, and steered aside by Pena, let go by Kevin Scott. And you know, I've seen Pena make brilliant saves, and sometimes it's those little knuckleball shots with some backspin that sometimes give those goalkeepers trouble.
Yeah, that ball was struck low and hard. Might have caught the crease there, a couple of strides in front of the goal, and skip hung him a bit. But you got to make the big ones. You've got to make the cheap ones, and you got to get lucky from time to time.
And here's Scott being watched by two white shirts in the midfield, and then just waits to organize, clears it free on the left side. Here's a shot way off the mark. It bounces to the left of Pena. And after it is Defini, and he can't really get much on that shot. Right to Pena, hugs the post, and then hurls it all the way down. Boy, with a rocket for Thomas. Into the far side. Pena, who's got a pretty strong arm, very accurate, plays it free to midfield, and now Medved controls for Cincinnati. 9:17 left in the third. Silverbacks on the attack once more. The pass free, broken up, and Carrera leaves it free into midfield. Alcala now for Cincinnati just drops it back. Blakeman now slams the pass into the corner, headed down. Thomas now with his back against the wall. The Medved shoots, that blocked away in front. And as the target player in front, he has his back to the play a lot, and really not much you can do if you have two players on you.
Yeah, Thomas the Turtle already showed us his ability to play with his back to goal, turn and rifle one home, but he's also outstanding getting position into the corners, taking those long serves, collecting them, and then setting up teammates. Swanson now out of UCLA, able to play it free to Carrera, and as mentioned at the outset, the maestro led Canton scoring 131 points last year. Flips it ahead to the yellow line, knocked away and cleared right back for Swanson. Maneuvers a pass into the corner, now playing for Hesh as Canton play it now for Kahn, moving free. Boy, look at three Cincinnati players at the top of the arc. No real scoring chance for Canton, and instead, Thomas back the other way. Moving into the Canton end, 1-on-3. Waits, now will set up some teammates, and leaves it back on the right side. And great play by Thomas, going 1-on-3. Immediately waits to set up and drop it back into midfield. Yeah, no doubt about it. Your great goal scorers have the knack to go to net, but they've also got to have the ability to recognize what is and isn't on. In this case, Thomas realized his help was behind him, and that's the way he went. Here's pop for Cannon on the right side. And Scott Cannon, 27 years of age, able to play it free into the corner. And blocked away up the left side. And Silverbacks have taken advantage against the Forest defense and have scored 9 in a row. You know, Jeff Pop is an interesting story. This is his 8th year in the league. He's been an NPSL All-Star, but here in Cincinnati this season, he's taken on a new role and really has adapted to it, even though it's meant much less playing time. And another defender for Cincinnati. Cannon breezing down the right side. Into the far side for Glenn. Turns around, stops. Can't get by the defense. And Jimmy Glenn with maybe one too many moves into the Canton end. Now playing a midfield. Provan on the sliding tackle, unable to gain possession. And Cannon does. Boy, on the far side, Ledesma looks for the call. And a lead pass ahead into the Canton zone. Alcala after beaten at the last moment by Defini on the right side. Playing a midfield with Cincinnati holding to a 3-point lead here in quarter number 3. Ledesma moving in. His shot blocked away, and Carlos Ledesma, the Argentinian, I guess that's how you would call it, blocked away by Cannon and up into the corner, and a stop and a restart into the far side. They have some foreign players in this team from Argentina and Iran, in fact, and a clearing shot by Defini up into the stands. Well, the past couple of seasons have been a real struggle for the Canton Invaders, and to the organization's credit, they are making changes, not blindly so. They are trying to find different players, different combinations to be more successful on the field. And although it doesn't translate in wins and losses yet, over the last month or so, they have really shown significantly improved play. And much like what the Silverbacks went through the first third of the season, just getting accustomed to one another as a new team was formed. Cincinnati had some real heartbreaks the last 2 home games, dropping them close 21-19 against Cleveland and 20-18 against Harrisburg. They've been in so many games this season and have dropped them late at times. Here's Glenn's shot blocked away. Here is a play towards Glenn again and blocked away on the right side. So when the player moves for Cincinnati, it's shown, although as you mentioned,
mentioned, not necessarily also the wins and losses, but in their point differential and the close games, particularly here at the Cincinnati Gardens.
If you didn't know the Silverbacks record and just looked at the numbers, point difference per game, shots allowed, total defensive average, goalkeeping, and so forth, you'd at best be saying around 500, and yet they've only got 4 wins.
Well, a Sean Blakeman lookalike able to make that play and drops it back outside for the Silverbacks up the right side where Medved controls. A little smaller than Sean, though. And here's Medved, shoots. That's off the backboards and wide. Brown now with no name on his back. He changed numbers from 25 to 16, and thus not enough time to get that new nameplate on and taken down to the top of the arc where it's cleared away.
There were so many changes early in the season. When Terry Brown came, the only uniform available was that belonged to Tony Bono, number 25, so they slapped it on him. Then when Dennis Brose left town for Detroit, Sean Medved slipped from 13 to 11, his regular number, and now upon Terry Brown's return, he's had a bit more flexibility in that choice.
Boy, a lot of work for the guys that sew those nameplates on. And play now on the right side and cleared into midfield where Scott recovers for the Canton Invaders, moving free, blocked away beautifully at the defense. I believe that was Fernandez on a great play, one-on-one against the Canton player. Scott in on goal.
Well, you heard Sean Medved mention at halftime the role that George Fernandez plays, and watch the composure. Takes the hit knowing after the good touch that he was probably going to get banged, but stood it up, got the call.
You can feel the thump up here on that new turf here in Cincinnati. And now Canton on the attack once more. 9-6, just 1 goal. That for Cincinnati here in this quarter. And Massavat now plays for Cincinnati. Glad you've joined us tonight. Silverbacks at home next Friday against the Tampa Bay Terror, who really hurt the Silverbacks in a game earlier this year at home on a last-ditch scoring play to tie it. They won in overtime. We had that game for you on Sports Channel, and that was one of the heartbreaking defeats for Cincinnati this year.
And Cincinnati has more often than not been in the matches they've played, and 8 of the 13 losses they've been within 3 points or less in the 4th quarter. It's ultimately been the failure to get the big goal late that's been the difference.
In fact, Scott Cannon told me about that. He says finishing has been a problem at times this year for Cincinnati, not the opportunities. And the play up the right side. Chance for a hash. Oh, he's met by 2 players, and then it's deflected away beautifully up the left side. And cleared for Cincinnati once more. The possession, for the most part, has been Silverbacks, although at times in their own side. With 3:40 to go in the quarter, lead pass up the right side, and then scissored on the far wing is the Cincinnati player, I believe. Let's see, over there. Well, the stop the play was Thomas, who was knocked down. Another shot right on, and the save made earlier. We take a look at Thomas on that play.
Yeah, Denzel Antonio once again putting his stamp on it physically, put him to the ground. Great hit from Beck on the restart that was saved, but Silverbacks get possession of the mid-strike.
Blakeman now in for Thomas once more. Can't squeeze by the defense. Big Thomas now steals, shoots. Boy, what a great effort for Thomas in tight, and then it's cleared away. We're Beck able to slam it down. Beck normally a left-footed player, but clears it with his right leg and up to midfield where Blakeman able to pinball it off the boards right back into Canton territory.
Yeah, much better organization overall by Cincinnati into the attack. First, they straightened themselves out defensively, which in turn not only stopped Canton from scoring, but also gave the home team more opportunities to go to the finish.
Ledesma's pass off the mark taken on the right side, and Provan now for Cincinnati. Left side for Thomas, able to cue it ahead into the far side, but out to play it is D'Amico, and he holds on with 2:38 left in the 3rd. He's been shell-shocked with 9 straight points against. Scott now into midfield, works into the Cincinnati end. Oh, and back after it, Jimmy Glenn to poke it into the corner and cleared right back into midfield where Antonio plays it for Canton. Their player coach leaves it for Powers. Can't squeeze by the defense. Antonio shoots. He scores with a rocket down low and Canton right back in it on the 2-point blast. He let one fly low behind Carlos Pena.
Yeah, he hit a bullet, adds a couple more. He started the night with 56 points. Terry Brown got to it, just couldn't get a clearing touch, and absolutely picture-perfect technique. He came through on the half volley, struck through the center of the ball, followed onto that shooting foot, kept the ball low. Nothing Pena can do, just too hard a strike from that distance into the back of the net. net, and this is a very reminiscent game of the season opener up in Canton. Cincinnati was up 9-8, and it was a 3-point Carrera goal late in the fourth that proved to be the difference on that night.
That, by the way, was the first game in team history for the Cincinnati Silverbacks, and that a loss against this team. So they'll really want to come back. Antonio, his 17th of the year from Powers at 12.46. The 8th coach in team history for this team, and he's also a player coach, and makes it 9-8.
Trying to set something up that time. Jimmy Glenn just couldn't get the touch he wanted as Brown broke through. I think if Jimmy had the opportunity to do over, he might have faked the drop and spun the goal, but it's a different angle from up here, certainly.
Here's Canton now, able to chop it right back in. Here's Glenn, hit against Powers, who assisted on the last scoring play, and a stop and a foul, I believe, way back of the play, and a break for Cincinnati. That was called back into midfield.
Yeah, Powers hit Glenn. Jimmy went into the glass. I think Canton should feel lucky they didn't get a boarding call.
Here's play on the far side. Glenn plays Cannon, shoots on its wide of the target. Had he been able to catch the player to the side of the goal, Glenn may have been able to jam it home. And then Cannon drops it back on the right side.
That has happened on more than one occasion, as Jimmy Glenn will fully tell you, where he's gotten himself into good position, but the ball's been a stride too far ahead of him, or perhaps a touch behind him. And he's that close to being perhaps one of the top 20 point producers in the league. He's had that many near misses.
And Pena will break out of there for Cincinnati. Just over a minute to go in the third. Anybody's game at 9-8. And both teams looking for wins to turn their seasons around. And Cannon now for Cincinnati works free across the yellow line. Tied up on the left side. And Masaba has possession as a player. Carrera streaking towards the net. Masaba in. Right side pass beautifully. Broken up by the Silverbacks. Now Kala able to play and free up the right side. And a chance for Medved. Back in the give and go. Alcala now moving free. Stops 1-on-3 against the defense. Chips it free towards Thomas again with his back to the goal. And he's so big and strong, but not really much opportunity for him once he gained possession.
Yeah, too much spacing inside the final third that time by Cincinnati. Couldn't get the numbers.
Here's a shot going over top of the goal by the player, Swanson. Now with another chance now for the Invaders. Antonio shot way up into the far reaches of the Cincinnati Gardens with 6 seconds to go, 5.6 to be exact. And boy, there's one space up there, and it almost broke the windows over there.
Up in the one luxury box.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And a break on the right side.
Mike Brown would never be happy.
Here's Pena's long play, broken up with the defense, and that's going to do it. The buzzer sounds, signaling the end of the third quarter. Both teams score goals, but Cincinnati maintaining their 1-point lead. Gary Henley holding his breath for the fourth quarter of play.
Well, Cincinnati stays to their season average, barely outscoring in quarter 3 on the year. They do it again, and now we'll have to see what can happen in the fourth.
Okay, we'll come back. 9-8 Cincinnati after 3. More in just a moment on Sports Channel.
You know, becoming a mother has taught me a lot about time management. So when I go grocery shopping, I want a store that's close where I can save money and time, like Thriftway. In one stop, I can get my prescriptions filled, have my photos developed while I shop, take home fresh seafood, even grab a quick bite to eat. And to save even more time, I can pay with my credit card or ATM card. After all, I have more important things to do with my time.
No matter what your kids get into, they're bound to find germs. But there is a way to keep those germs from spreading.
Whoa!
Just use Dial. Dial kills more germs than any ordinary. That's why more doctors recommend it. Dial soap. Kill the germs. Keep the kids.
Are amazed by new technology and things beyond your imagination. Invention. No zone. 2000. Movie magic. Explore television's best hour of science and technology. Every weeknight beginning at 9 Eastern, 8 Central on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world.
season. Duck season. Rabbit season. Duck season. Rabbit season. Duck season. Fudsy, that was your cue.
Sorry, fellas, but it's shopping season at the Warner Brothers Studio Store on QVC. If you can't blast them, join them. Right, fellas?
Tune to QVC for the Warner Brothers Studio Store.
Just watch, folks.
Cincinnati Silverback Soccer is sponsored in part by Soccer Village, official supplier to the Silverbacks. Mike Barrack and Dwight Burgess from the Cincinnati Gardens. The Cincinnati Silverbacks down 6-0. Coming back, taking the lead, and now holding to a 9-8 third quarter lead. We'll take a look at our quarter statistics and the shots on goal again in favor of Cincinnati just by a tad in the game.
Yeah, the numbers fairly similar as they were at the break. Blocks decidedly to Canton's favor. I think that's, again, an indication of the pressure the Silverbacks have been putting on the goal.
No power plays for the Canton Invaders, and of course just 2 goals. Thomas and Antonio trading tallies in the third.
9-8 as we head into the fourth, Mike. As I touched upon in the last quarter, what you got to keep in mind is this is just where we were in Canton. And Carrera got the late goal to pull out an Invader victory. And this is the #1 quarter for the visitors on the season. We're going to have to look. They are outscoring their opponents at a +5 level to this point on the year. Cincinnati really has to be ready because, of course, the Silverbacks have struggled late in the game.
A lot of tough breaks down towards the stretch. 9-8, Cincinnati looking for their 4th home win, their 5th overall this season. Tonight, game number 18 of the year. And here's a lead clearing pass for Thomas in deep, pulled down, and a stop and a foul. And the Silverbacks will have a chance early to get a good scoring opportunity.
And that's one of those calls that leaves you shaking your head a bit because he clearly grabbed him to the ground on purpose.
Here's Beck now, tries to center one in front. They score! And it was Terry Brown to the right of the net. 14:47 left in the fourth. The Silverbacks have increased their lead. It's 11-8 Cincinnati.
It must be a Terry Brown thing. Twice when he played his last game up in Buffalo, we got these kinds of goals. Brown's back, and so it is from one side to the other. He slots it home, got up off the ground so he could strike through the top half and drive the ball in low. A very difficult save. Watch D'Amico. You can see the ball's going to dive and skip right at the goal line. That is the way it's taught. Terry Brown, classic stuff.
Terry Brown won a championship last season with the St. Louis Ambush of the NPSL and has been part of them for 3 years. Not happy about the fact that he was let go at the start of the year. Felt that he didn't really get a great opportunity there and has won himself a spot here in Cincinnati in a huge goal just 13 seconds into the fourth quarter of play.
And considering how much St. Louis has struggled in the first couple of months of this season, makes you kind of wonder based upon what we've seen out of Terry Brown here.
Cincinnati take over at the left side. Silverbacks hoping for a win here tonight to even up their record against Canton. Here's a shot by Ledesma. Oh, and a sliding save by Pena. At the right side, Swanson a shot. That caroms wide. And finally, Medved on the left boards plays it for Blakeman up in the midfield. Swanson steals for Canton across the yellow line. Plays it free to the corner for Ledesma. Watched hard by who else? Terry Brown. And it's cleared right back. Thomas on the assist. 13 seconds into the fourth. Brown's second is a Silverback, and it's an 11-8 game.
It's really important that Cincinnati continue to play the style they have displayed over the last 30 minutes or so, and that is high pressure defensively and then quickly into the attack. You don't want to try and protect the lead.
Antonio now tries to play it into the corner as the Silverbacks drop it back for Powers. Oh, and Medved beautifully breaks it up and play into midfield, and Medved on a 3-man break into the Canton end, tries to maneuver free and blocked away, and a break now for Carrera on a 3-on-2. Carrera in, shoots, oh, and Pena, a terrific sliding save.
He can do it with the paws, he can do it with the sticks, it doesn't matter, Pena kicks it away.
Here's the play into the corner. Alcala trying to work it free. Carrera now playing defense. Able to leave it free. Boy, that's a long run for him.
Showing why he was brought in. Reason number one, great foot speed.
Man, I'll tell you what, 2 runs down that field for me, and that's it for a night.
I can't drive that far without a tank of gas.
And the play now back for Pena at his own defense. 12:28 left in the fourth, 11-8 Cincinnati. Silverbacks, as mentioned, down 6-0 at the start at a real rugged opening, and have been terrific ever since. In fact, they've outscored Canton 11-2, Dwight, over the last 13 points.
Well, one of the keys to the game tonight was getting off to a fast start, but it didn't happen. They have responded well.
And Cincinnati play it free up the right side for Glenn. It bounces to the yellow line. Now Glenn closing in, plays to the side of the Proven. Oh, he just missed. Alcala's shot blocked away and up into the stands with 11:50 left in the fourth, 11-8 Cincinnati. Well, a lot of activity on Sports Channel, including International Hockey League action, and that will be tomorrow evening with the IHL All-Star game. There'll be the All-Star competition and then the game itself, 6:30 tomorrow night on Sports Channel from Houston, Texas.
And certainly the Silverback sister organization, if you will, the Cyclones, well represented in that one.
5 players and their head coach. Here's a play now for Scott. Shoots it just wide. Oh, he misses by a whisker. Now Carrera, his little left footer caught by Pena, and he has been fabulous here in the second half, and actually since the first quarter of play.
Well, Pena shows the finesse. He got great position, forced the initial hit to the wide side, got back to his feet, then demonstrated the physical prowess as he went down to snag it. Coming to the wide side. Full extension, hands behind the ball, put it into the surface as he went to the ground. Again, absolutely brilliant display of technique. First, it was into the attack, Terry Brown's goal. Now Carlos Pena behind the net. When you leave your feet, you want to use the ground to break your fall. Carlos did it. Got his thumbs behind the ball, put it into the turf, and smothered it right there. Great stuff.
And the Silverbacks, who have yielded 10 or more points this season, only 4 of their 10 home games, trying to work it free. They've yielded only 8 here, but thanks to some spectacular goalkeeping and now playing in the corner, and Silverbacks will recover.
Gary Hindley talks about lessons to be learned. It's important to see if Cincinnati has picked up on how to win these close games late. It's been a struggle. It's time for them to step forward. They demonstrated great stuff against Cleveland despite losing by 2. Can they make that next rung on the ladder?
Yeah, they lost to Harrisburg in the previous game by 2 also, 20-18. So it's still anybody's game. However, they've really had control since the early part. And over and back, Cincinnati will take over, and it will be Medved now to set up. Right side for Blakeman. Shoots, and a hand save by D'Amico. Boy, about 5 times tonight Blakeman's been set up, and I think this time he had all of the measurements correct, and a great save.
Yeah, he's got a bullet. He showed it again. Could have used some assistance on the rebound, but Cincinnati had really positioned themselves around the perimeter that time. No one to go after the loose ball.
Brown tripped up in a Cincinnati recovery and a restart. You know, we talk about penalties and what could or could not be called in this league. For a penalty, Dwight, it has to be a massive throwdown or a kick or an elbow for that to be called.
Yeah, they really want it to be as fluid a game as possible, and particularly in facilities like here at the Gardens, up at the Aud in Buffalo, Kiel Center in St. Louis, where you've got the high glass above the boards because of the hockey that's played. The ball stays in action so often. You want to really try and keep things moving, and it really does take something significant to stop the clock and put somebody off.
Medved will set up for Cincinnati. What a night for him. To Blakeman, shoots, and it's up high, and he missed the target again. Medved elects to drop it off. You can either shoot or leave it for Blakeman to be the actual player that will let it fly.
And certainly the lack of luck so far tonight, not making Blakeman shy. He sees the opportunity, and he's going to go for it. You need that kind of confidence.
Here's Medved tripped up again. No call except a foul. That's okay for Cincinnati. They'll still gain possession and can set up into the offensive end.
Yeah, they're doing a much better job. A little shaky in the opening 90 seconds or so of the quarter, but since then they've been much better about consistent attacking pressure.
Here's Ledesma, steals from Canton. A long drive off the backboards and wide. Not much room for him as he let it go from about 40 feet. And Canton on the left side. Breaks the center. Right pass across for the forward Glenn. Can't squeeze by the defense. No, it's in fly. And it hit Kevin Scott in the shoulder and bounces to center. And Canton uses that big noggin of his to block it away. And then up the left wing side, it goes for Ledesma moving free. His shot steered aside by Pena into the corner.
Canton really seems to not have a lot of confidence into the final third at this point in the match. They're just not putting any numbers. Ledesma driving the ball from distance, no one there to get it.
Silverbacks laying back a little bit right now. They thought they might play a little bit more of a trap defense, but they've stayed back and it's worked. Here's a long drive off the backboards and wide and cleared off the back of Brown, who just skies it into midfield. And Cincinnati on the attack. Here's a pass on the far side for Thomas, and he's thrown down to the field. Again, his back to the ball.
Canton had much more success in the opening quarter of play because they got numbers forward quickly, put a lot of pressure around the final third of the field, took advantage of Cincinnati mistakes, but as of late they're hitting bombs from way out, and Carlos Pena just isn't going to allow many of those to go in, particularly as is the case over the last several minutes where he's been able to sit back and just wait for those long shots.
Pena in for Thomas, chips it towards the net, actually a header, and D'Amico able to fly it up the left side for Carrera. We're down to 8:26 left. Cincinnati 11. Can't need the pass in front for Scott. Tipped away. Carrera now into the corner. Battled hard by Provan, the former Invader, and we're going to have a stop. And with all those consecutive calls against Canton, I think this one going against Cincinnati.
And it's really got to be this man, the maestro, who's going to put his stamp on things if Canton's going to come back in. This Carrera has been real quiet in terms of points, and over the last bit has applied himself more regularly, but he's really going to have to do something if Canton wants to have a chance to win this game. He's their go-to guy.
He's their oldest player also, 32 years of age, from Argentina. Drops it back. Ledesma. Oh, and Pena gets a hand on that, and a two-man Cincinnati break. Thomas leads it, and then a player Alcala knocked down on the play. A foul again against Canton. No call, however, deep into the Invaders' territory.
A couple of minutes ago, Mike, you mentioned the blue card situation, and that would seem to be one of those times. It's a 2-on-1 break. Alcala gets taken down from behind by Antonio. You can see him coming in right here, and he just clips him, gives him a bit of a shove. Down goes Alcala, and if that's not going to draw a blue card,
well, I know what will. You have to take the guy, throw him down, kick him a couple of times, and then you think you might get it?
You might. You might get arrested.
Yeah, there you go. 8:05 left in the second, and I told you in the fourth quarter, I should say, in second half of this game, those youngsters, they want to keep those balls. They come upstairs and see that red, white, and blue.
It's mine, and you can't have it.
Exactly.
Possession is 9-10, right?
11-8 Cincinnati here. Glad you joined us tonight. Carrera head-to-head on the right side for Hesh. And then Fernandez stays with him into the far corner. Play deep. Tip. Actually intercepted, cleared by the Silverbacks up in the midfield.
Yeah, that time Canton put 4 guys down inside the attacking the yellow and had a better opportunity, but then the unforced turnover.
That's what's going to happen. That could lead to a break for Cincinnati. Only 7.5 minutes left. They've scored only 2 since the 7:59 mark of the first quarter of play. And a sliding tackle by Alcala. However, Carrera in deep, stops against Canton. Now in. Canton stays with him. Alcala now watch, or I should say Carrera in against Canton. Drop pass broken up by Fernandez. Loose ball in front and cleared by Pena into the corner. It's Canton recovering. Hesh shoots high over top of the goal.
And Pena had that one covered.
Here's Scott now. His drive, Pena. An arm save, and then Medved runs into a Canton player. He's down and out. No penalty, I don't believe. The Canton players feel there should be more than a foul into the corner, and Pena was right there to make that last beautiful stop.
Now that was a bullet. Carlos got there. Yes, indeed, a touch with the left.
Got to be an acrobatic soul to play nets in this league. Here's play on the far side, and Cincinnati will take over on a little bit of a foul this time, an offensive foul against Canton.
Your acrobatic term is right on the money because Carlos is known to be perhaps, or arguably, we will say, the most acrobatic netminder in the league. The quick reaction chase, full extension, that kind of thing. You contrast that with the likes of guys, Naguir up in Milwaukee, who's really a stand-up position type player.
Here the Silverbacks trying to hold on. Antonio works against 3 players, and then at their own defense, Blakeman is there to break it up for the Cincinnati Silverbacks.
Yeah, great stuff. They got multiple guys to the ball and a clever little touch from Blakeman to release the pressure.
And Fernandez on the left wing side. 34-year-old Hawaiian native for Pena, who kicks it ahead on the left side. Thomas able to play it down. 6:14 left in the 4th. Cincinnati leading by 3 and really playing solid here in the second half. Just one scoring play for Canton in the second half, and again, over 2 quarters, just a single 2-point goal. And a lead pass up the right side. No points so far. We're halfway through, a little bit more than that in the 4th. Here's the player for Cincinnati, Blakeman, now outside the yellow line, leaves it back. And now, time a factor. See if the Silverbacks would prefer just to hold on and keep the time going here.
It's one thing to try and protect the lead by staying in your back half and defend shots, but this is a little different when you have possession and you're working the perimeter. If you're not getting much pressure, you're just going to bang it around. That's a whole different story.
Here's Blakeman, a shot off the backboards and wide. He gets another opportunity and knocked away off the left side where the Syracuse, New York native Hash down the left side. Able to play it free on the right wing side. Blocked away as Antonio let it fly. Canton try and work it free for Scott. He is scissored down to the floor, and that had to hurt. Pena will take over for Cincinnati, and with 4:55 left, he hurls it himself with the right arm.
Yeah, good tackle for Provan.
And now a player, Alcala, having some words, and now we're going to have a blue card on an intent, perhaps, as he trying to kick the player, and I think he's going to get called here.
Yeah, there was contact right in front of the Cincinnati bench. Head coach Gary Hinley was appealing to the officials for a call, and then unfortunately Alcala lost his composure. He came in a bit high, got shoved. Could have been a foul either way there. They continued to tangle, but that was the problem. No argument, clearly an intentional foul, a kicking violation, and that indeed does deserve the blue card.
So a kicking penalty, thus the power play, the shootout potential opportunity, and thus Dwight a chance to cut it to within 1.
Yeah, Carrera's taken more than anybody else this season, but has only converted 4 of 10. In fact, as a team, Canton a dismal 5 of 19 on shootouts. Not a strength, needless to say, but that's the way it's been going for a Canton Invader team who continues to get stronger and stronger. But as of yet, hasn't been able to find the connection. Pena, by the way, has saved 5 of 12 attempts.
Well, the kicking violation, but no shootout, Dwight.
And we'll wait for an official call as to what they are going to determine in that situation. It could have been initially a foul, and then they said the kick happened afterwards.
It's actually an unsportsmanlike penalty. So, thus on those, although we assumed it was the kicking violation, no shootout because of that.
Yeah, the kicking violation was the initial foul, and then they gave an unsportsmanlike, which is actually a dead ball penalty and no shootout.
Here we go. Nevertheless, it's still a power play for Canton, and the play up the left side. Now, I believe, Dwight, it's a 1-point power play opportunity here as the penalty killing. Cincinnati, terrific. A man short.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. Nearly 83% success rate in these short-footed situations. And further clarification on the call, you would look as the Alcala kicking violation as a common foul, as opposed to a penal penalty.
And still Canton with this man advantage opportunity. Shot blocked away and up the left side with 4:03 left. But you get 1 point plus a shootout on the traditional power play opportunities. How about this?
Yeah, it would be a 1-point situation because of the extra man. It's one of the novelties, if you will, of the NPSL. A lot of discussion about how to do this type of thing in terms of the points.
Here's a shot off the side of the goal and wide. Of course, you get 3, 2, and 1-point goals in this league. When you have a power play, even if you score a 2 or 3-pointer, it counts only as 1 in these situations. Just a minute left in that penalty, and a key opportunity for Canton to cut it to within 2, which is really a 1 single 2-point goal. The shot way up high by Ledesma and over top here with 3:41 left in the fourth. 11-8 Cincinnati.
Silverbacks have yet to score a short-handed goal this season, and this would certainly be an opportune time with a 3-point advantage. You'd like to get it to where it's more than one shot.
Here's a play up the left side in Cincinnati. 1-on-3. Medved leaves it for Fernandez, and then it's a chance for Hesh up the left side. Here is that man again, Carrera. Right side pass for Antonio as they play it free. Cincinnati holding on to the lead. Drop pass to the left side, and it is Ledesma. Across is the player Antonio moving free. Back to Ledesma. Outside the arc, tries to chip it to the side of the goal. Pena gets an arm on it. 7 seconds left in the Cincinnati infraction. And again, it's knocked free in deep for Ledesma. Cross to the right side. Antonio shoots, blocked away by 2 Cincinnati defenders, and Swanson on the right side. Silverbacks have killed it off.
15 of 18 now on the season. That percentage will continue to go up.
One of the bright spots for the Silverbacks. They're penalty killing and play at the defense with 2:25 left. That's a key kill here as they keep that 3-point rather than the 2-point goal lead. And up the left side, Canton control, and it is Swanson moving in on the left side, and Alcala tries to maneuver up into midfield. And controlling is Swanson, but a stop in Cincinnati now. Will recover. 2:07 left in the game. 11-8 Cincinnati. The Silverbacks scoring 2 of 3 points. 2 of 3 2-point goals, I should say, in this second half. Antonio, the only goal for Canton in the second half of the game. It's been 4-2. Silverbacks sit on the scoring here in the fourth and third and fourth quarters of the game. Cincinnati now break free into midfield, knocked away on the right side with 1:49 left. Hold on here as the goalkeeper is still in. D'Amico for Canton. There he goes. We're going to have a 6th attacker situation and the extra man.
Yeah, Canton's had some success with this. In fact, it was in this type of situation that they were able to convert the winner.
And here's play on the far side. Swanson, who is that 6th attacker, tries to maneuver free. Shot blocked away at the defense. Cincinnati with an empty goal, trying to play it free. A long play ahead. Swanson able to break it up. Now a 2-man. Cincinnati break into the empty net. Play in front of the goal for Thomas. Shoots, he scores! Mark Thomas seals it up with 1:05 to go in the game. An empty net goal.
Sean Medved showing why he's one of the outstanding players in the NPSL. Not only won the challenge at midfield, but had the composure, played with his head up to find Thomas free and rammed it into the boards to send it to the center of the field where Thomas was there to finish it up. Absolutely great stuff from Medved, and credit to Thomas for making the run. And there is the signature turtle.
His second of the game, 12th of the year, was rolling slowly, and then he digs it in, and the Silverbacks have a 5-point lead.
Well, it was Cincinnati unable to get goal side of their marks in quarter number 1. They've turned it around and made Canton pay for the similar problems here late.
What a night for Medved. He has a huge 3-assist night. He scored 2 goals, including a 3-pointer. So 5 and 8-point night for Medved.
Boy, I tell you what, if you hold on here and just allow 8 points, that would have been just 2 points over the final 3 quarters of the game tonight. A testament not only to the Cincinnati defense, but the stellar play by Pena in goal.
Yeah, he's been terrific. Here's Carrera, a long blast. Pena, a hand save. 15 seconds left. Silverback look for another empty net goal. Here's Medved with 8 points blocked away. And with 8.4 seconds left, Swanson back in the net. He is that yellow-shirted player. Cincinnati going to take this, their 5th win of the year. 6 seconds left. Silverbacks chip it up for Medved, and that's going to do it. 2-1. The game is over. And the Cincinnati Silverbacks win it tonight.
this at the start of the match the way he wanted to see it go, and credit to that man for setting it up tonight.
Gary Henley, who's had great success against Canton in the past when he was with Cleveland, has success here with the Silverbacks in a spectacular home win here tonight. 13-8 Cincinnati. Good news from the Cincinnati Guards for the Silverbacks. We'll wrap it up in just a moment on Sports Channel.